My plan for today is to not just set intentions for this new moon cycle, but actually to set some intentions for the rest of the year. Yeah. Even saying that, I'm like, whoa, that's kind of a big thing. Yeah. But I think now is a really good time to do that. And then for the coming new moons of this year, we'll have opportunities to check back in and get a little more specific and narrow things down. But for today, let's really look at the rest of this year. Let's pretend this is New Year's Eve and you're really connecting here with your big goals for the year, right? It's kind of like we have a reset right now. So I have a mat, sitting on a yoga mat. We're going to move, but just super gently today. I have some props. I'm sitting on a blanket. Anything you want to have that you have prepared for you is great. And then I also have my sacred objects here in front of me. I'm going to go through them in a little bit, but anything that you want to bring into this space just to really make this a sacred space for yourself. And this is very different for each of us. If you're religious and you want to bring in something that adheres to your religion, please do that. Everything is welcome in this space. If you have crystals or you have pictures of loved ones or sentimental things or pieces of jewelry, anything that really makes you feel connected, invite it into this space. This is a wonderful time to just tap into that sacred wisdom. And the energy we're looking to really expand into right now can be enhanced by these kinds of objects that have deeper meaning to us. So it's just going to help you create space. I have a cup of tea. If you want to have something to drink just to kind of keep you sustained throughout the session, please do. So okay, let's officially open our ceremony. We're going to open the ceremony by lighting a candle. If you have a candle in your space or you want to bring a candle into your space, please do. I love to actually, if possible, integrate the 4 elements when I build altars or when I have little makeshift altar moments around my house or when I'm traveling or when I'm practicing. So if you think about the 4 elements, and usually we do have all of them incorporated kind of without even knowing it. But so earth represented by, look at this one. Earth represented by everything that we derive from the earth, right? So crystals, absolutely found, in the core of the earth. I have this giant smoky quartz that I'm connecting with deeply today. I also have a clear quartz, this beautiful rose quartz that I'm just in love with. A little new moon selenite, new moon selenite piece, and my big black obsidian, which was just gifted to me by my dear friend Lucy from Rock and Raw. This came in the mail today from her. She's just one of the most amazing people. And this is also a candle holder. So earth can also be plants. If you have a plant you want to bring in, if you have driftwood or a stick, or my daughter likes to collect things that she finds in the road when we go for walks, anything earthy, right? And then for the element of air, we want to smudge if you have that ability in your space. Air can also just mean that you open up a window and you bring some fresh air into your space, super easy. But I'm going to burn some Palo Santo today. If you have sage or incense or something you want to use to smudge and clear the space, that will be the element of air. For water, drinking a big cup of water, big glass of water, drinking your tea. I have a cup of tea here, or anything that maybe you have found in or by the sea. So actually what we use here at the studio to hold our sage and our incense is this big seashell, which is kind of cool. And of course, for the fire element, we're going to light our candle, and we'll do that right now. I would love to take this moment. Okay, so I might get a little vulnerable and cry right now, but I would love to take this moment as I light this candle and as we collectively light each of our candles around the world. We have one of the dearest people in my life. If you have ever been connected with the Yoga Girl team in any way, chances are that you've connected with her. So Angela is the heart, the soul, the arms, and the legs of this company, of this platform. The fact that we're here right now doing this live is thanks to her. She's the person on the Yoga Girl team that moves us forward every day. And she does that with an unbelievable stamina and passion and integrity. And she's just one of the most amazing people that I know. And her mother suffered a stroke yesterday and is transitioning to the other side right now. So I know firsthand the power of prayer, the power of collectively, sending light, sending love, sending healing, just sending support, to people who need it, to a person who needs it. So I would love it, just on behalf of the space, on behalf of Angela being our family, if as you light your candle wherever you are, you can take a moment to think about her mom, Mama Connie, and hoping that she's in Memphis right now, hoping that she can feel us, that she can feel this collective prayer for her and her mom. So let's take a deep breath. And let's light our candle. And if you feel connected, if you feel moved, we are all struggling through different stages of grief at this time. We've all experienced grief during these past couple of months in different ways. We've had different levels of losses. And if you are moving through something, that relates to motherhood, that relates to your own mom, you're a daughter, if you have a daughter, if you relate to this generational healing that we're able to tap into through these sessions, you can also take a moment right now just to invite those energies into this space. Maybe taking a moment to just close your eyes and think of your mother, your daughter, your grandmother, anyone in your ancestry that you feel is resonating, right? Whose energy you can sense right now. And I'm dedicating the ceremony to Angela and Mama Connie. Okay. That was a deep dive right away. Okay, so we have new moon in Gemini today, which is exciting. And I Gemini, Gemini is all about communication, how we relate to other people, how we're able to open up, and through means of communication, of being social, of gathering, of connecting in different ways. People often portray Geminis as being a little bit scattered and jumping from thing to thing. So if you've had that energy along with you today, I am feeling very, very soft, very emotional, very sad. Like I have more of a grounded, kind of muted energy about me today. But we have a new moon in Gemini, and as usual, I'm going to read from you just a couple of the little pieces of in-depth, like deep dives into what this new moon actually represents, the ones that resonated and spoke really clearly with me today. So hopefully it will speak to you too. And what's really interesting is the peak, like actual peak of the new moon was 1:39 p.m. Eastern time, which is just half an hour ago. So literally, this is it. The timing for this new moon ceremony could not be more perfect. This is from Cafe Astrology. The new moon in Gemini marks the beginning of a new cycle. The Taurus new moon cycle ends, and the Gemini new moon cycle begins. The new moon in Gemini cycle presents opportunities to commit to personal goals that express the positive energies of the signs of the twins. This is good. It's time to improve our communication skills by listening to others and enjoying other people's points of view, rather than doggedly seeking to find that one elusive answer. This is a good cycle under which to reevaluate our communication and social skills by questioning just how much we actually take in when it comes to information and communicate in a friendly, non-threatening manner. With this potent Gemini energy, we have the chance to make important changes in our lives. The new moon harmonizes with Saturn, supporting our efforts toward a realistic, practical new beginning. This, for me, is big. A realistic, practical new beginning. Sometimes when we want to set intentions, especially around moon rituals and things like that, at least me, I tend to get a little spacey. I tend to kind of float off into space and like, ooh, what's the wild adventure I want to go on, or what's this crazy dream I have? And actually right now, what I think many of us need is something that's realistic and practical, because so many of us we are rebuilding our lives, right? So we want to actually be grounded when we set our goals and intentions right now. Even so, retrograde Venus forms a square to Neptune around the time of the new moon, suggesting our vision could be obscured by wishful thinking. We have a stronger interest in past relationships right now, and coming to terms with these are integral to our new beginnings. This is like, did they write this for me? I don't know if you feel that way. We have a strong interest in past relationships, and coming to terms with them is integral to new beginnings. So if you've been contemplating things in your past that hasn't been working, if you've been setting new boundaries, if you've been doing this kind of inner work, this personal development work, if you're on a ride right now, like I feel like I'm just floating in a river, just letting life throw me left and right, kind of going with the flow. Like I feel really like I'm on a big ride. If you're feeling that same way, this is it, right? We are coming to terms with those things that haven't been working in our past, so that the intentions we set today can actually propel us into the kind of life that we want to live. Aho. I'm going to read one more. This is from foreverconscious.com, and this one really, really, really spoke to me today. So the new moon represents the start of a new lunar cycle. It's a time to plant seeds, set intentions, and to think about what we wish to create. It is also a time of turning inward. Think of the new moon like a seed that has been planted. The seed is programmed with a certain code, but there it lies, buried in the dark soil, uncertain of what's to come or what it will turn out to be. The new moon is really the dark moon, when the night sky is dark and there is no moon visible in the sky. This is a time of magic, of darkness, not the darkness that keeps you up at night, but the darkness of transformation, the darkness of unknowing. There is magic in the unknowing. There is magic in being that seed that is waiting to sprout. It is how all creation begins, and the new moon is a time to honor and tune in to those creative powers. As the new moon falls in Gemini, the sign of the twins, we may feel pulled in two directions. We may feel our heart wanting to go one way and our mind wanting to go the other. Or we may simply feel a sense of confusion, a sense of loss, or even hopelessness. The dark night of the new moon can seem endless, but the light will always return. In order to navigate this energy, go within to the place of your own inner knowing. We have so much energy in the cosmos right now, supporting us to dive in deep and to trust the process that is unfolding around us. Rather than getting lost in indecision, we are asked to wait and trust that we will be guided to the right answers. The right answers are always there, and with gentle patience, we will break free of the fog and find our way to where we need to be. I love this so much. I love this so much, especially around the darkness. It's a time of magic and darkness, not the darkness that keeps you up at night, which is what I feel is the kind of darkness we've been coming from, but the darkness of transformation, of unknowing. So imagining right now that you are that seed, right? I'm that seed. We are all those seeds planted in the dark. We are beginning to germinate, but we don't know what's happening. We don't know what we are becoming. We don't know what direction we're moving toward or what's going to happen when we reach the surface, right? We have all of this unbelievable potential within us. And now is a time for faith, for trust, and also to define what it is we want to create, what it is we want to become. So that's our plan for today, okay? We're going to take a moment right now to call in the 4 cardinal directions. I'm going to cleanse the space with a little bit of salt water. Then we're going to have a little gratitude practice. I'm going to pull a card, of course, as well. We're going to ground and then practice a little bit of yoga. And at the end of that, the bulk of this ceremony really is going to be our intention setting, which is going to involve a lot of journaling and getting really clear around specific areas of our lives. And I have structure for that, which is good for us. So if you want to join me to call in the 4 directions, feel free. If you have an iPhone and you want to use the Compass app on your phone, you can do that because the compass will tell you which direction to face. If you want to just stay put where you are and close your eyes as I do this, you can do that as well. So we are tapping into the energy of each of the 4 directions. So you don't have to physically face exactly the right place if you don't want to. So choosing where you want to be. So we're going to go east, south, west, and north. And I'm going to begin by turning east, which is right behind me. Let's together take a deep, strong, full breath here now. Open the mouth, exhale. Powers of the east, where the sun rises and a new day dawns, bring us a clean slate, a fresh start, and new beginnings. And we turn and face south. So energetically anchoring into the energy of the direction south. Powers of the south, where warm light calls us home. Ignite our heart's desire. Bring us joy, passion, and abundance. We turn and we face west. So anchoring into the energetic direction of west. Powers of the west, where the land meets the sea, bring us the vastness of deserts, the swift flow of rivers, and the steady security of the ground beneath our feet. And finally, we're going to face north, so anchoring into the energetic direction of north. Powers of the north, where the quiet darkness grants us rest, and cold winds bring us change. Show us vision. Bring us trust, truth, and insight. Please guide the way. Take another deep breath. Exhale it out. Okay. So let's take a moment to close our eyes and anchor into the body, anchor into the breath. If you'd like to sit on a blanket, actually we're gonna turn some music on. We're gonna turn some music on right now and we'll count it down together with Dennis. If you're anywhere else aside from yogagirl.com, we are gonna continue this only on the platform. Forgot to say that 10 minutes ago. So we are going to play music straight through the site today. If you'd like to, do the separately, you can do that as well. The playlist is on Spotify. But Dennis and I are going to sync our music in. You ready? You don't look ready. I did. Okay.